Hello, doing a quick recording here of Fortnite Chapter 2. We are playing on an X5675 overclocked to 4 GHz paired with the GTX 1070. And these are the settings I will be playing on. We're just going to be seeing how high of a frame rate we can achieve. So it's at 1920 by 1080p, view distance on epic, and everything else on off or low. And yeah, of course we got our FPS uncapped, so we'll go as high as our system can handle pretty much. And yeah, I do have MSI Afterburner running in the top left-hand corner of the screen, so you can watch the frame rate counter, as well as the CPU and GPU usage. Currently just above 200 frames per second, which is really nice and smooth. It's all metal. Running inside here, yeah, we're pretty much... yeah, way above 200 frames, well, just above 200 frames per second at the moment. Obviously, it'll vary depending on where you are on the map. Like, I've experienced anywhere from about 160 all the way to 200 and something frames per second. And we are on the lowest settings, so we're not going to be stressing the GPU that hard, like especially because this is a 1070, but we're pushing like 60% usage, which isn't super crazy, but yeah, it gives you that headroom to crank the settings up as well. It'll let you game at 1440p really comfortably at high settings, so that's always cool. And yeah, like I will tell you, there is a difference in terms of like, I guess, quality of image when you're going from 1080p to 1440p, and in the future, like probably the next 2-3 years, 1440p will become more, I don't want to say mainstream, but it'll be the next 1080p and then eventually 4K, because those are nicer resolutions. You get a much nicer image quality, but then you need the hardware to back it up. But yeah, with the 6 cores, 12 threads, overclocked to 4 GHz, we'll get about 900 points in Cinebench R15, which is a rendering simulation program. And just for comparisons, a 4th generation i7 will score about 800 or 780 points. Well, that's the one that I have in my main computer anyways. I personally use an i7-4790, and one thing that I notice a large difference between playing on like 4-core 8-thread i7 compared to this 6-core 12-thread Xeon, pretty much i7 equivalent, is that you get much better 1% FPS lows, which basically means like when you're moving your character around really quickly or shooting and stuff, if you look in the top right hand corner of the screen, there's a little middle number there with the down arrow. That is your 1% low, from what I understand. And that number there will basically determine whether you have a smooth experience while gaming or it's a laggier experience, which basically means you get stutters and stuff like that. Because we have 6 cores and 12 threads, it allows basically the load to be spread out more evenly, which gives us a much I guess there's more processing power to be able to kind of run the game, which all I'm saying is it gives you a much smoother experience. For example, when I play on my 4th generation i7, I will get stutters here and there. I do know that this Fortnite Chapter 2 does need a little bit of optimization, so it's not uncommon for some systems to have a little stutter. Like, a 4th generation i7 is a really nice CPU, but it's not necessarily going to give you the smoothest experience. That's where I personally like CPU with 6 core, 12 threads, and of course, if you have the option to overclock, it's always nice. So, for example, this here is an Asus Rampage, no, it's an Asus Genie or Rampage 2 motherboard. So yeah, I was able to overclock this CPU to 4 GHz, which is pretty nice. As well, you can see the temperatures are really reasonable. Our CPU right now is just under 60 degrees, and our GPU is just under 60 degrees as well. Obviously, that'll be varied based on your CPU load. Once you're under 100% load, like, the processor will run a lot hotter, but I've tuned everything to run nice and stay under like 80 degrees or so, which generally is a point of like, alright, you gotta turn down the overclock or get a beefier CPU cooler. But yeah, just running around here in the open, we're getting above 200 frames per second, which is impressive. But yeah, it's smooth. We are recording simultaneously using the video encoder, which is part of the GTX 1070 video card. And yeah, you may even be able to stream as well, like using the CPU to encode the stream, because you do have the 6 cores, 12 threads, which gives us enough, yeah, enough room to, or enough processing power to manage that as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna run around a little bit more. But again, yeah, we're on low settings, paired with the 1070. Oh, here's a player. We don't have a shotgun, so we're probably done. I can't build, but from what I can do, it's really smooth, so that's nice. And we do have a lot of material, so... anyways, we're done there for now, but yeah, that's just a quick recording of Fortnite and what you can expect in terms of performance. As well, it also demonstrates as this X5675 CPU, once overclocked to 4 gigahertz, you can push it further, obviously, with a better cooler, but once you've got it overclocked to 4 gigahertz, you compare it with the 1070, you compare with the 1070, you can even crank the settings higher, but yeah, basically it offers a really, really comfortable experience. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely reach out. Thanks.